more humble.
So it's crazy.
I feel like the internet.
Man, welcome back to another episode of the Think Successfully Room, y'all. This is a platform where we focus on building mindsets, we building character, bringing value to both you and your people, and aligning your body with your intelligence. I am your host, Q.B Amaazn, and I just recently contacted a very powerful woman in the community, Miss Khay. Appreciate you for coming on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely appreciate you for coming to the Think Successfully Room. So, I don't really want to waste too much time as far as, because you got a long bio. You have accomplished a lot. So I ain't got time to go through everything. But when I was going through your bio, I came across a section, it may be at the beginning, as far as you being groomed at a young age to when we talk about business and just being financially savvy. Was that something that was very observant at a young age as you was growing up, or is that something that your mom kind of forced on you?
Oh, it definitely was not forced. So it was just kind of like monkey see, monkey do. Like I didn't even really understand why I was like doing what my mom was doing or doing what my dad was doing. I was just doing it because it came natural and that's what I saw, right? And so later in life is when I really started to realize like why I was doing what I was doing. But it wasn't forced for sure. Like my mom was telling me like, this is why you want to do it or this is why we're doing this. But it wasn't like, you got to do it too.
So at what age was you like comfortably comprehending that when she was telling you those things?
I would say I didn't like really understand till middle school.
So
That's
around
when
like 12, 13?
Yeah, around 12, 13 is when I started understanding, like, that's when I got a cell phone. Yeah. So I started understanding like bills and stuff like that. So.
Right. So I would assume then when bills came in question, you probably had a lot of questions regarding that.
No, I minded my business.
Okay, yeah. See, I had a lot of questions, and it just be those parents that like even if you did have questions, they ask you or tell you something along the lines of why you need to worry about this and why you need to worry about that, instead of taking that foot forward or that step forward to actually teach you about what's going on, even if they not necessarily good with the situation, but it could have planted a seed in your mind to figure out a solution for that situation.
Right. I think my parents did a good job of like keeping me out of the we can't afford, we can't do, we can't, that type of thing. They kept me out of that. But my mom also did a good job of explaining like, this is why you need to get a scholarship. This is why you need to not have 26 credit cards. Like she did a really good job at explaining those kind of things so I could not make bad decisions.
So when we talk about the scholarships, because that's a big one too. So I'm assuming she taught you about how important scholarships is, so you wouldn't dive in like that student debt situation.
Yes, she did. Now let me tell you, I ain't listen.
Oh, okay, yeah. Go ahead and share that one.
So I didn't listen, and I didn't get very many scholarships. So I did end up with student debt. Luckily, I had parents that were supportive and like helped me out through that process. So I didn't end up with as much debt as some of my friends.
Right.
But I didn't listen, and I wish I did.
So what did you? Let me see how to even ask this. So when you say you didn't listen, when she was teaching you about scholarships, did you just not have the time to apply for them, or like you just wanted to do your own thing, thinking you know it all? Or?
I think it was more so performance. Like I didn't perform. I wasn't the top of my class. I didn't get a 4.0. Like those senior year, I played around a lot in high school. So it was more so that than anything else. I applied, but I just didn't get them over other students. So.
And as far as the credit cards, like what was her main thing as far as not owning so many credit cards?
My mom had a lot of credit cards.
Oh, so she
she learned, from her experience. And that was one thing she always drove like to me, like chill out on the credit cards, be careful how you use your credit and debt and all of that stuff. So.
Oh, that's a big one, because like with credit cards, I feel like they can make or break you, depending, but sometimes people use they tend to use credit cards as like a way to leverage themselves into their next paycheck. And, you know, and obviously like it hit different when you cash your check. You don't want to pay no bills. You know what I'm saying? So now that balance you were supposed to pay off just rolled into the next one, the next month. And then that'd be the start of that debt that you end up not being able to get out of.
Yeah.
So did she ever talk about what is a comfortable limit of credit cards?
No, she never taught. Like, those were things I learned after becoming an adult. But my mom, she never told me that. Like, she just was like, no credit, right? And so as an adult, I learned like what the comfortable limit of credit cards is, and how much should I be spending, how much I shouldn't be spending, and those things. I had to teach myself that stuff.
And that's and you know, and obviously that take time. But what's important is that, you know, you taught yourself. You know what I'm saying, opposed to not knowing it, especially when you get older, like you be happen to know those type of things. So when it comes to empowering, I guess, Black women, like what made you decide to want to help the group of Black women?
My mom did that for me. Like, my mama empowered me my entire life. She poured into me in my entire life. And I honestly feel like that's my purpose, is to like pour into other Black women that look like me, women that experience the same things that I experience. Yeah, definitely think that's my purpose.
So when it comes to empowering them, like, is it mainly, I guess, because a big thing is that we have a lot of Black families that have a single mom in the household, and just me, I have experience being in that single, you know, that household with a single mom, and I see exactly how hard it is for parents to get through and not necessarily have a man there to be able to assist them, right? So when it comes to, you know, you and your mom teaching Black women about business or teaching them how to become financial literacy, was single Black mothers something that y'all thought about during that process?
Absolutely. I think most of the women, I'm thinking about the women in our program. Yeah, most of the women that are in our program, or that we just come across, mentor, coach, whatever, most of them are single Black women. Yeah.
And that's and it's honestly sad, because like I think, you know, me personally, I believe that a man is supposed to be there to, you know, to provide for his family. He's supposed to be there to provide that layer of security and really just be able to teach them. You know what I'm saying? But the generation we stay in now, you know, this nigga probably in the house playing the PlayStation. She outside cutting the grass.
Probably.
Or he in the house doing hair. She outside putting brakes on the car.
Right.
You know, and this ain't nothing I'm just coming up with. I done seen this happen. And it's guys like that made it like mandatory for women to figure out how to do it on their own. Right. You know, so when I remember I took a gun class, a concealed carry class, probably, I want to say 2019. Okay. And it was a class of like maybe 20. 2 of those were guys. The other 18 were women.
Really?
Yeah. It was crazy. Like it amazed me. I'm like, damn, what y'all doing up here? And they was like, yeah, we need to learn how to shoot. And what's crazy is that they were single parents. You know what I'm saying? But they were taking that they were taking that initiative to be able to protect their children. Had to. And I guess I could kind of say I built a relationship with a solid friendship with some of them, and that's what they were more so going for, is because they just didn't have a man in the house to provide that layer of security. Right. You know, so when it comes to the business aspect of teaching them, what are the key benefits that you feel Black women will gain from creating a business of their own?
Leverage. Honestly, like leverage. Being able to, and I'm not like the whole entrepreneur gung-ho person, but being able to have your own something, right? And that gives you the upper hand, that you can make your own decisions. Nobody can tell you how to run it. Nobody can tell you it's a bad idea. I think, yeah, that's the key word, is leverage. Like, it gives you the upper hand in spaces that we don't typically have the upper hand.
Do you feel a lot of women, do you feel a lot of them got things that they want to start a business, like they want to do and create a business, but they feel discouraged maybe because of their situation?
Yeah, I see that, but then they also get discouraged because they feel like somebody's already doing it. And so I think the dopest thing my dad has ever said was, somebody was asking him why he trains other people how to have lawn care or lawn services, right? And he's like, because the whole entire earth is covered in grass. Like, we ain't out here to compete over grass. And so I feel like that's what we run into a lot with Black women. They don't want to start a business because they keep forgetting the whole earth is covered in grass. Like, you can do whatever. It doesn't matter. There's enough money to go around.
That's a fire analogy. I actually like that. I hope you don't mind. I may use that.
Ask my daddy.
Yeah, hey man, ask your dad for me and get back to me because I'm gonna have to use that one. That was fire. Could you say that one more time? So the world is covered in grass.
Yeah, he was saying, I don't mind teaching or training other people how to cut grass. The whole world is the whole earth is covered in grass.
And another thing is everybody have a different way of doing things.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly.
you know, it's shit. I mean, shit. Walmart sell just about the same shit as Target do.
The exact same stuff.
But they offer different services though. You know what I'm saying? You may like the service at Target better than you like the service at Walmart.
Exactly.
So could you explain the process, like when you have another client, a prospect, what is the process that y'all go through from you know, taking them from the level of discouragement to empowering them?
I think the first thing is attacking emotion. Women are so emotional. You know this.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
We're emotional. And so I think that's the first step really we do is attack that emotion and address the space that they're currently in. We always say like, excuse me, we always say like the reason why Black women are angry is because they broke. And the reason why they broke is for another reason. And so it's always like a cycle or like, what do you call it? A domino effect. One thing that affects the other. And so we like to get down to the nitty gritty first. Like, what's really wrong?
Oh, so y'all kind of, y'all pointing or y'all poking at those emotions.
Right.
And then, you know, I guess completely filtering out the negativity before y'all begin to build.
Right. Because you can't build on top of that.
Right. That's no, I like that. I definitely like that. So what, I guess, have you ever had a client that if y'all going through that process, have they ever got emotional to the point to where they began to cry or anything like that?
Of course. Yeah. I mean, and then especially when working with women who want to be entrepreneurs, like they're passionate about these business ideas that they have.
Right.
And usually it's tied to, I was just talking to a young lady on Saturday and she was talking about she wanted to start a business based off of, or a nonprofit organization for her son who was murdered. Like this stuff is deeper than just a business for them. It's like they baby.
Man. Oh, that's definitely my condolences. How old? I'm not sure if you could share this type of information, but how old was her son?
I can't tell her business.
Okay, yeah,
because we do have confidentiality stuff that we sign. But when he died, he was a teenager at that time when he was murdered. Yeah,
definitely my condolences on that. I guess my opinion on that is that, and I'm sure you would agree, is that you know, a lot of women don't have the same, you know, economic opportunity as men.
Right.
You know, so it's important for them to I guess have that encouragement and have that guidance to figure out how to create the things that they are passionate about and taking that and making that economically viable. You know, so that was very like when as a matter of fact, it was a post that you made. I'm trying to remember what the post said. I didn't even know I had you as a friend, but the post had something to do along the lines of, I want to help y'all become more or place y'all in a better position or or help y'all stop living paycheck to paycheck or something along those lines. And that caught my attention because I don't see a lot of people posting things like that as far as willing to help someone become more financially literate to the point to where they don't have to live paycheck to paycheck. And that's what made me do further research about you as far as exactly what you stood for. So when it comes to I guess on a weekly basis, how many women would you say you're helping?
Well, right now we're running a program, 2 different programs of together combined 34 women.
Okay.
And so these women are going to be in this program for 9 months. And so those are probably like the only women I'm going to deal with for the next 9 months. There might be like a few other clients that I accept, but as far as like these 2 programs, gonna run my life for the next 9 months. So.
Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of what y'all doing, both you and your mom.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
We need a lot more people like that in the community. So exactly how far is y'all trying to go? Is y'all trying to go like nationwide with it? Like how far, like take over the world with it? Like how far?
Well, for me, I'm always trying to take over the world, but realistically, right now we're just in Rockford. We're just working with people who live in Rockford. The goal, honestly, is to be nationwide.
Right.
But that takes a team. And it's just me and my mama right now because this is our baby. So right now it's just Rockford. But by January, hopefully it'll be a virtual aspect to it.
Okay. Yeah, because I feel like it's because like if we look at, and I'm just going based off statistics, but if we look at, let's say 30 years ago in the early 1990s, 50% of women or Black family households that had single mothers were underneath that poverty line, right? So now when we fast forward 30 years later, as of like 2022, it's only, that was cut in half, 25%. So that means like 75% of Black women or single family households with single moms are living in poverty, right? So it's definitely like needed as far as women, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not I haven't came across a lot of Black women or advocates like you and your mom that had the courage to, take what y'all knew and just use y'all expertise to be able to empower other women.
Right.
So is this something that y'all, I don't really want to call it a side business, but like, is this something that y'all just do day in and day out full time?
Not full time. And so I do have, I work a job. My mom does other things, a couple other organizations that she has.
Okay.
So it's not like, it's full time because I'm talking to these women every single day, emailing, texting, phone calls on a daily. So it is full time, but we do work.
And that take patience to even like, it's not a lot of people in the world that like know how to see somebody else's situation for what it is.
Right.
Because like as human beings, like we habitually think about ourselves. We don't know how to view somebody else's perspective.
Right.
So for you to even, be able to, I guess, give off your energy on a daily basis to be able to help someone else, that says a lot about your character.
Yeah. I love doing it.
Yeah, and that's important.
Yeah.
Yeah, so man, I was looking at one of your videos and it said something what was the slogan? Is it beautiful Black girl?
Dear professional Black girl.
Dear professional Black. Give me some.
I think the most recent one that everybody liked was Dear Professional Black Girl. Make them say your name right.
Yeah, I seen them.
That's one of my favorite ones, and that was everybody else's one of. My name is Kenedra. My name is not Kay. It's Kenedra, right? And so, at work, my W-2 job, my name is Kenedra. It's spelled how it's spelled. No, you can't call me nothing else, and no, you can't spell it wrong in the email.
Right.
And I stand on that, and so I just want us to be okay with our 9-letter names.
Yeah, you got to become. So you saying like in a corporate job, is you saying they will mess up your name to get under your skin in a way?
I think they do it on purpose.
Yeah.
I think they do it on purpose.
Yeah, I definitely agree. So if you don't mind, I was thinking of like dear professional black girl, like things I can add on top of that. You don't mind, do you?
What?
Like if I said, like if we closing out and I was like, look, dear professional black girl, and I kind of added my own little.
No, I don't mind.
All right, look. Hey, P, we gonna go ahead and get ready to close out then, bro. All right, I'm gonna start with that and then I'm going to my regular outro.
Okay.
All right. Dear professional black girl, man, cultivate creativity. Focus on creating something of your own. And then focus on just creating something of not depending on someone else, but becoming independent. And yeah, think successfully, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and close this out like this, y'all. Life is good. Life is wonderful. Be blessed to be alive. Self-sufficiency is how you survive. To the kings and queens, to the guys and goddess, forever and always, dear professional black girls, think successfully. Yeah.